Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's Old Pappy back with another one. Thanks for tuning in. And today we're going to be looking at possible replacements for shotguns. As you know, with the new 5.8 update, the shotguns are getting nerfed, all the shotguns. And so I thought, why not take out a different family of weapons here? The flame weapons. Now, of course, there's the old tried and true Taran that you saw there. But then there was all these new flame weapons, these new cool flame weapons here. So this is a Freedom Igniter you're seeing here on my Leech. I also, in my hangar, I have this Nightingale with two Terrans, and I have the tried and true Magnum on there, which is a light weapon, of course. And I'm going to do a couple different setups here of the Embers, which are the heavy flamethrowers on my two white dragons here, my Ojun flying dragons here. So that's my hangar. Let's get started. And I'm going to give you a little bit of gameplay and also a little bit of my observations in terms of how effective these things are. And so right off the bat on the Leech, I have my 4 igniters. Now these things are 350 meter range. They're really beautiful looking weapons, aren't they? I mean, that flame trail is just really, really gorgeous stuff. I don't really use them a lot. I got to admit, I don't really put them on there. I have been using Coronas, and I've also been using the new cryo weapons on my Leech rather than these flamethrowers. But look at that. I just got myself a rampage just by basically plowing through everybody here, so they are powerful. Now, some quick observations here about the igniter specifically, and taking a step back. I would say, and you'll see it in the gameplay, I would say probably the best pound-for-pound flamethrower is actually the Ember. And that is the heavy version that I am going to be flying on my white dragons here in a bit. Why do I like it? Well, they're devastatingly powerful. 350 meter range. But the biggest issue, I call it the splash, if you want to call it the area of effect, whatever you want to call it. But the Embers, they hit target more often. And so these igniters, you can see when I'm firing here, not so much when I'm up point blank, but just look at how the flame trail is kind of drifting there, and I'm getting my butt handed to me. So, I'm going to die in a second. I'm not really too worried about the gameplay. Just wanted to talk a little bit about these flamethrowers. So when you're using the igniters, you notice that the drift of the flame trail is actually quite severe. And by that I mean when your target is going left or right, it is really, really hard to stay on target. Really, really hard. And so one of the things that I would say if you're going to be using these igniters is you've got to really, really get practiced at leading your opponent if they're going to the left or to the right. Because if you are aiming where they were, so to speak, unlike some other weapon, like maybe a Taran, which is more accurate, the flame trail will actually miss your target. And I find the same thing for the smallest version of the flamethrower as well. They're just not that accurate. Now, compared to the Ember, which again drifts a bit, but Pixonic has made it so that the accuracy width of that flame trail is much, much wider. And so you can hit targets a lot easier when they're going left and right. Now, let's just fly up here for a second, and let's just see what kind of damage these things can do. You can see I'm just really, really pounding that guy, just taking his health away, whittling him down. You got to get behind cover, and there you go. I just got myself a Titan Slayer. I'm going to come over here. Look how quickly I just brought down that guy's shield. Oh, yeah, see, they're going to get me here. I got 5 seconds till I can fly again. 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to get up in the air, hopefully. There you go. My last stand kicked in, but I'm going to come around here and let's just see how quickly I can wear down. Look at the guy's health just evaporating here with this weapon. I mean, I love the Embers, and in my regular hangar, I usually run 2, if not 3 of these. And I know some people are critical and saying, well, you should be running different varieties of bots, and I do. But I got to tell you, if you just want to get the job done, you throw a couple of these Embers on a white dragon, and you pretty much can kill anything that comes at you. So let's come on up here again. And let's come at this guy and see what kind of damage I can do to his health. What is he here? Oh, okay, he's a Titan. And this is another technique that I attacked and then I back up. And I attack and I back up. If I had landed in among those guys, I'd be dead, right? Like, you got to play smart with the White Dragon, and that's one of the things I really enjoy about it, is being able to just fly in, swoop in, take down someone's health, and then fly off to safety. And so I got 4 seconds, 3, 2, until I can fly again. He's shooting at my teammate. I'm going to come up in the air. Let's just see what kind of damage I can do. And I also have that built-in flame acid damage that's happening because of the White Dragon. I have this cool new skin on it. I really love it. There you go. I got myself another Titan Slayer. Looking around to see if anybody else is here. Yeah, where is everybody? Oh, there's 3 guys left. Where are they? Oh, they're there. Hey, there you are. And, see, my teammate got him before I could get there. There's... Oh, look at this guy just landed right in front of me here. Okay, so I'm going to use my quantum radar, try to take down his health, get up above, see if I can get him inside the Colosseum. And I got him. And let's see here. So there's a invader. He's going to have some sort of resistance when he jumps. He's going to try to hang himself up on the Colosseum. I should have waited a second for his resistance to basically drop down, but still, look how powerful those embers are. So, oh, get away, don't stand there. And yeah, that wasn't too smart. I just walked in front of an Ares and then ended up backtracking in front of the invader. So anyway, those are some flamethrower weapons. Well, let's go back to the old tried and true. Now, some people may not know this, and believe it or not, but I actually won the contest, the weapon design contest years ago, for the weapon that we now call the Terran. And I believe my name for the weapon was Hades, ironically enough, which eventually became the name of a robot. But I designed this thing. And it was kind of fun. I'm not an artist. I'm not a designer, but I drew a weapon that had a round, sort of a round canister where the fuel was kept, and it had the lines coming out into a main sort of barrel. So even though my design on paper looked a little bit different than the way that that the artists at Pixonic eventually designed it, that was something that was kind of cool. I won a free prize and some gold and stuff like that a few years ago, so that was super fun. So anyway, look at that. I just got 2.8 million, 11 kills, and 2 beacons. I probably should have got some more beacons. I'm not a very good teammate when it comes to that kind of thing. I'd rather kill everybody than run around and get the beacons. So anyway, let's try something else here. We're going to go on a Phantom, and we have the 2 light flamethrowers here. These are the I think the Chinese New Year version that came out a little while ago. And I tossed a Terran on the top, mostly because I don't have any more igniters. But on the other hand, the other thing about the Terran is that it is more accurate than and you just keep an eye. Don't worry about my gameplay. Keep an eye on the flame trail. And just look at how it's drifting there. It's just kind of waggling back and forth. It is really kind of hard to keep on target unless you are right up in someone's face. And so, am I a big fan of this build? I'm not 100% sure I am. I don't know if this specific build would be the flamethrower sort of replacement for the shotguns that work so well on the Phantom. Because when you think about it in a game, what do Phantoms do, right? They go into their, well, there you go. You hit your little button. You bring in the blink activity or ability, I should say, and you run right up in someone's face and you start shotgunning them as fast as you can. You have resistance, which allows you to keep shotgunning, and usually within 3 or 4 blasts, you kill or maim your opponent so bad that the battle's won. And if you start taking damage, you teleport back to safety. So the problem is with this build is that it doesn't really have the same amount of killing power as, say, the shotguns. Now, with the shotgun nerf, that might change. But you can see here, I've already just lost a weapon, and there you go. So it didn't last very long at all. So am I a big fan? How did I do that one? That was a shorter battle. That was just an excerpt from a battle. I got 1.8 million damage there. I just wanted to show you what that looked like. And I just want to show you one last little bit more footage here. This is gameplay again in the Nightingale, and I know a lot of you guys don't have Nightingales, or some people don't. And when I first played it, I was not a big fan. I didn't like this bird's eye view sort of vantage point, number one. I was not a big fan of thinking that I had to just run around and do support the entire game. But the more and more I play it, the more and more I think it's becoming one of my favorite robots in the game. I just love it. It's got a good firepower. You see it has 2 medium weapons and one light weapon. And I have 2 Terrans and I have a Magnum equipped here. And again, the Terrans are 350 meter range, and they shoot these sort of plasma bolts. And the Magnum never does have to reload. And so that's just something that is really handy for when your other weapons are reloading. You still have this one weapon that can fire. But anyway, what I love to do with this thing, you just fly around, and it's literally just a troll bot. It pisses people off. Every time you shoot people, unless they have some sort of anti-control, you suppress them. So you're running around helping your teammates, suppressing the damage of all the enemies. And then you got pretty good firepower, so you can kind of just lay down some firepower. And I'm keeping an eye on my countdown. 2 seconds, 1 second. I can fly up in the air, and now I'm just going to suppress these guys again. Just fly around, doo-dee-doo, hope to God they don't have quantum radar. A lot of times I find people just ignore you, because I don't know what it is. They just think, okay, well, he's not a threat because he can't really hurt me. But they don't understand the value. That guy's got any control. Look at this guy. I just land right in front of him here, and boom, I take him out. Pretty awesome stuff. And so I really, really recommend, if you're going to buy or eventually if it's in the workshop, work towards creating a weapon. I mean, look at this, how awesome this is. The placement of the weapons are great up above the top rather than on the side, so I can actually get some cover and shoot this guy up in the air, this Titan, and my Magnum's still hitting him while I reload. And I'm going to come up in the air. Oh, we got him. And it's really fast. I have a skill speed booster on it. I think it goes 55 kilometers an hour, miles per hour, whatever the measurement is. As soon as I start taking damage, boom, get back up in the air. They ignore me because they don't see me as a threat. And look at that, I just suppressed this guy. And I'm going to keep hitting him. You also do damage every time you hit him. You do some damage as well. And so I'm suppressing and I'm damaging. And that guy just clicked on his quantum radar right there. I bring out the firepower, almost the same firepower as a Griffin or a Raven, just one weapon less. So it's got actually pretty good firepower. And yeah, I'm going to dip off to the side for a bit, let my Titan teammate take the brunt of the damage, and I'm just going to kind of hang back, and the guy's scurrying away, and I'm going to hit that guy, I think it's a Phantom, and lay down some suppressing fire. I also have my flying ability back, so once I feel like I'm getting in danger, I'm going to start flying. Let's see, I'll chase this guy. I'm going to see if I can turn this beacon while I'm at it. Yeah, we're up. We're up, 6-2 for the, wow, we really put a beating on these guys. So, let me see here. I'm going to get up in my ability, see if I can get out of here. This is one thing, you get trapped under here. You got to be careful when you do your ability underneath this structure, because you actually get trapped. So I got to go back down. Anyway, this game's going to kind of play out. I'm just going to give you my final thoughts. If you are going to use the flamethrowers, I mean the flamethrowers, not the Terran and the Magnum, you got to be very careful and practice so that you learn how to lead your opponents, and so you don't spend half the game missing and wasting opportunities to take down the Reds. And if you are going to use the Terrans and the Magnums, obviously it's more accurate, but you got to be careful of the reload for the Magnums, and make sure that you don't put yourself in harm's way. Of all these builds, I'd say I like the White Dragon the best with the Embers, and I really, really love my Nightingales with the Terrans and with the Magnum. So if I was going to pick a couple to keep in my hangar full time, it would probably be those two as opposed to the Leech or the Phantom builds. So anyway, if you like what you saw, and I really appreciate the support of all my subscribers. Please, if you're here for the first time, hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and tell your friends, share the video. And until next time, have fun out there with your flamethrowers, and I'll see you on the battlefield.